everyone, it's Dasher Dave here again. I'm back for another crafty video. So today we are going to make some more things to go in Margo's file. So, you know, we've got this letter in here and we've got just a piece of paper which we're going to change. And I'm going to make something in my next video that's going to go in there. But what we've got here is I've got some bits of scrap card and paper. And I've got some things that so she's, you know, she'll have received a check from one of her suppliers because they can't, you know, fulfill her order or whatever. So I've got this is from 1963, but, you know, it's the 60s. It's the early 60s for Margo. So so I'm going to glue this to one of these pieces of paper and then cut it out. And then I've got a couple of traveller's checks for £10 because one of the execs has been on holiday and, you know, or going on holiday. And then I've got a couple of time cards for her, which I've got the time cards, and then all I've done is I've typed over them with her details, etc. So this is week ending the 17th of November 1962, and this is the 24th of November 1962, and I did check the dates and they are correct. So and then this is her employee number. So I'm going to glue those to this and then cut them out as well. So that's what we're going to do today. These I'm going to glue to each other. So this is the back, this is the front. I'm going to reverse them so they glue to each other. So first of all, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to need I've changed the blade on my knife because it's really important to have a nice sharp blade, especially when I've got a real problem at the moment. I'm having a bit of problems with my eye, my right eye. I get a bit of blurriness from, a bit of blurriness from, and I wasn't very well not long ago. I had several eye infections, and then I was feeling a bit I've been feeling a bit run down, and somebody else at work was feeling the same. Anyway, they went for an eye test, and it turns out it could have been a new strain of COVID that is now affecting your eyes. So, and it leaves you with this kind of blurriness. Now, I haven't been to my opticians, so I can't confirm or deny that. But we've both got very similar symptoms. We both have the same issues. We've had lighting changed at work, and well, I say we've had. It's my fault because, like, we went from having fluorescent tubes to having LEDs, and because it's me that instigated this, now everybody blames me for the office being so bright. So, oh well. So I don't care. Made the office much safer environment. So I'm not worried. I've got broad shoulders. So we're both having like starburst effects from looking at the light in the office. So it's funny. It's uncanny. We both had a very similar eye infection prior to, and it just turns out that that's what might have been what happened to us. So anyway. So that's what's been happening, and so I've got this. I've left with. It's not foggy. It's not just, you know, like my lens needs changing or anything like that. It's literally like blurriness, like soft focus sort of feeling. So and it's definitely not my prescription because I've recently had that done. So but it causes me a bit of bother, and it causes me more bother when I'm a bit dehydrated, which I have been for the last couple of days or so, because I've been so busy at work I don't get a chance to drink properly, and that's why I have a humongous, this being 54 ounces or 1.6 litres capacity, and I drink about 3 of those a day. But of late, I haven't been able to drink that many. So, but I have that by my side, ready to drink, which I should have done before I came on air, because I'm now feeling like I need to drink it. So you might have to wait for a moment while I do that. So I changed my blade before I came on air, because it's really important to have a very sharp blade and a ruler when you're cutting anything. And the ruler needs to be metal, and I keep telling you that, and I know I've told you that before, and I know it sounds like I'm nagging, and I am, so get over it. That's just the way it is. I'm hoping that those two will now fit together. Oh, like a glove, like a glass slipper. Anyway, let me just have a... I really should have kept track of the time before I started this, but hey, can always track the time now. So I'm just trying to... I don't want it to be too lengthy for just a nothing much video. I don't want you to all be bored stiff or anything like that. So I need to have a gluey book, which I thought I might have down here. I'm not feeling terribly organised at the moment, so apologies. But it's just the way it is. That's the way it is. I'm sure there's a song in that. I'm not going to sing it because, I'm sure there's a song in it, but I don't know what it is. Okay, right. Let's get this. Let's use this magazine to use my glue book. So I'm just going to stick these 2 pages together, and I think I'll ink the edges just so that it's nice and, not too white on the edges. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm just going to use stick glue for this bit. Oh, that's nice. Bit of spare paper on there. So I hope everybody's well, and that you've been creative and crafty or whatever. Thank you as well to everybody that's said, "Oh, I love the Margo idea." I'm glad you do. And obviously, as we go on, we'll do more and more Margo related things, and we'll go from there. I know that Jodie has said she's looking forward to knowing what Margo looks like. Well, you'll get all of that as well. I'm hoping to make her a few things things like her what's it called? Yes, that. Her HR card and all of things like that. So that's what I'm hoping to do. So although that fitted nicely like a glove, I didn't glue it together particularly well. So I'm just going to cut off any bits that are overhanging with white, so that they're not too obvious. It's only the tiniest slither, but it would still annoy my brain. There's a very tiny slither on the end of here as well. Let's cut that bit off. There we go. Cool. Okay, so it might curl up while we're talking, but that's fine. I'm going to ink it. He says he is going to ink it. Put that on there. And I'm not worried if it kind of splits apart a bit. It's fine. It's going to look like it's been aged at some point anyway. I'll probably do something else to it and probably screw it up or whatever when it's dry, so that it doesn't separate too much. But there we go. So that's a bit more, feels a bit more like it's a genuine piece of ephemera now. It's not made of just flimsy copier paper, because this is just the cheap copier paper stuff that you get. So the 80 GSM, I don't know what the equivalent is in pounds, so please don't ask. because I can't help you. She looks far too happy. Let's fold her over. Oh, it's a Slimmer World book, ironically. So let's glue the back of this. Now I know roughly where the edge of the check is, so I'm just going to go around that and then glue in the middle, because I'm not going to worry about gluing the whole thing down, because I'm going to cut a lot of the stuff off. And I keep moving my light, but because I can't really see. I can see perfectly well if I close one eye. No good for watching any 3D at the moment. So, I'll pop that down. Where's that card? Yeah, no good for 3D anything at the moment, because I've only got one eye. Well, I've obviously got more than one eye, but like I'm just not seeing properly out of the other eye. And I'm hoping that it'll rectify itself. Although I know that I do need to go and see the optician, so it's not just going to happen overnight. Although I keep thinking it might. Keep thinking, oh, I'll put it off. Like, I won't do anything this week because it's bound to have sorted it out by next week, and it hasn't. So I need to go and see the optician. So like I said, I'm just going to cut these out. And then they're just things to go, little bits of ephemera that I've made that will go in her file. So, you know, because she's supervisor of procurement. Oh, that's not very good, Dave. You kind of went off right on a wonk on the end there. That's because you weren't holding onto the ruler, Dave. Get a grip. Get a grip. That's not the grip I need. This is the grip I need. This is not the droid you were looking for. No, yeah. Shut up, Dave. Hopefully that's cut it off. Yeah, made a bit of a pig's ear of it, but never mind. So, yes. So yeah, Margo will be featuring a lot going forward. So there we go. That's a check, and then I can just ink the edges of that so that doesn't stand out to being too new looking. I mean, like, ideally I would have done it with an inkjet printer, but I've had Brian's old inkjet printer because he's got a nice new shiny, you know, super duper one, because I helped him research it. He's gone for one of these ones that print in A3 and does 12 by 12 and all of that, and I've had his old printer, which is just an inkjet printer, does standard A4, but perfect for me because I've not never had a printer. It's a long time since I've had a printer. So yeah, there we go. That's another thing. This is done on a laser printer, and that's why it's a little bit shiny, but you know, it's fine for me. It's fine for what we're doing here. So this, I'm just going to cut this in half. I'm just going to fold it in half, I think, first, to tear it in half, just so it doesn't take up too much surface area on there. So I can stick that over the edge. Let's perhaps do it that way. Yeah. I guess really, maybe I should glue this rather than the backs of those two. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe. So yes. So I've had a bit of a pep talk from my good friend Sue over at Paper Inspirations. Sent her we kind of Marco Polo each other, so it's like a video chat where you record your video and the other person can watch it whenever they get to see it. So, you know, you can be in two different time zones and still have a video conversation. For me, that's much easier. I much prefer a video conversation than a telephone conversation. So, I much prefer to FaceTime than to, you know, chat on the phone. So, anyway, I had a pep talk from her because I was feeling a bit down in the doldrums with everything that's gone on with the whole Slimming World thing, and just being overworked, etc. But had a pep talk from her, and I feel much better now. I feel like I'm back on top of things. She speaks many words of wisdom, and if you don't know who she is, why the heck don't you know who she is? So at Paper Inspirations, go and check her channel out if you don't already. I mean, like, you know, most of you should know it, and if you don't, I don't know why. But yeah, go and check her out if you don't know her. I'll put her link in, because she's amazing. She's just fantastic. She's just good at what she does. She's a wonderful person as well. And, you know, what more could you ask for in a friend? So yes, like I say, I've had a pep talk and I feel more perky now. Now, hopefully you guys haven't noticed that I wasn't perky, because I've tried to hide it and just get on with it, because, you know, I know people don't necessarily want to hear all about my woes, so I've tried to kind of just suck it up and get on with it. But, you know, you just have to talk to other people, especially if you're a content creator, because you just have to have other content creators to talk to that understand the pain of when you're trying to create content and life gets in your way. So and life has definitely got in my way the last few weeks or so since everything happened at Slimming World. So but, you know, we're moving ahead with things. So and yeah, Sue's just a source of inspiration. That's why she's called Paper Inspirations. So, lovely, honestly, lovely person. You've got to go and check her out. So yeah, I'm going to be doing more stuff with the Margo kind of element of things. So I'm glad those people that have, you know, have commented, have said that they like the idea of the Margo thing. I think I might have just gone a little bit over with that typing, but never mind. Doesn't matter if I kind of chop a little bit off. It's meant to look old, and things weren't perfect back in the day, were they? They couldn't, like, get perfect alignment like you can do with a computer these days. So, you know, letters often got typed on the wonk, on be careful what you say, Dave, on the wonk, because so when you put paper into a typewriter, it doesn't always go in dead straight, and so you get a wonky thing. You have to be careful saying on the wonk. That's made me laugh. Sorry. Excuse me. I'll have a bit of an in-joke with myself. So just ink the edges of this, and what I was hoping to do was, because that's following, not this week, but that's the following week. That's the 17th, and then the consecutive week after that. I thought I might fill this one up and start and put a few things in on that one. Is this the one I've already inked? I think it is. I think I'm just inking it again. I am. But, you know, it's nice to know somebody's paying attention. So, or have I done them both? I can't tell. Or maybe I didn't need to do them. Maybe that's the reason why. Who knows? So I thought I would do this week, try and fill this up, and then do a couple of maybe like Monday, and she's halfway through Monday or whatever. And then what I thought to do that with was, I thought maybe one of my officey, I don't know why this is officey, type stamps, sorted punches. Where are my officey type stamps? Office stamps in this box that says office stamps, strangely. thought I might have a numbery one. I could kind of repurpose into like times. Give it that kind of feeling of different times. So anyway, like I said, I don't know whether this has got the right configuration on it. I don't know. Well, this says dates. Yeah, well, I guess. Okay. Do we have enough numbers in order to make it? So if I do, hang on a minute. I need to work out what it's going to stamp with, and I never get this right. So 14th of March. So I could do. Let's do. How do you work that out? Like, I can. That's not what I can see. I can see 70 October 14, and that's come up with 14th of April. So how do you know what you're going to stamp with? Maybe you have to turn it that way in order to know what you're stamping. So she wouldn't have come in at 14 or anything, would she? She'd have come in at O something. Do we have an O? O. Oh, we do. We're going to say O. 8. Say O8. Did she arrive at 08? No, 07 something. And then what we'll do is we'll mask off those bits, and then we'll do 07 and stamp the other bit. It's going to be very convoluted, but that's because I don't have any tiny number stamps. So I need to mask it off with something, but I do not know what. We'll have to do it with this. We don't have to sing though, but well, you don't have to, but we're going to. So I'm going to hopefully do that, and then that should. Oh no, that's going to be a bit too far over, I think. The things we do for craft. The things we do for craft. The rain and the snow, and there's nowhere to go. 07, there we go. See, it's kind of working. I might have to put the dots in ourselves. Or not. Nice, I had a pen now. Okay, I'll come back to that. So 07. Let's not over complicate things now. Just do 07. Hang on. Let's do 07 all the way down. 07. 7. 7. Well, it looks suspicious if she's in 07 or something every day. No, she's like she's a person of routine. She's just like me. She comes in same time every day. That's 5 days. Yeah, she only works 5 days. She's not. She wants a career, but you know, she's not nuts. Well, she's not like me, obviously. Then, so we're going to do 28, 07, 28. 20. Is this going to be so tedious that like? Oh no, okay. All right. I thought it was going to stamp a bit further over than it did, but. Right, try and get that in the right place this time. 26. You know, she's a creature of habit, however, you know, public transport doesn't always run perfectly to schedule, so 29. 25. I think it's 25. 25 it is. And she was in early that day because she caught the bus before. So this is the hopefully this says 10. So 7. Where are we? 10. There we go. So, and then she did. Oh, she didn't. She doesn't go out at lunchtime, so it just means that I don't have to do anything in that bit. So she's gonna have an exit time, which is gonna be, I don't know. Now, in the UK, we work on what a lot of Americans, you guys in America, would refer to as being military time, but we just know it's a 24-hour clock. So, so this is going to be 24-hour clock style. She finishes at 16 something. So 16, just right. Okay, I know. I was watching some. I like watching a lot of things, like the differences between the UK and America. And I was watching a program that suggested that you guys don't know how to work out what you guys call military time and we call 24-hour clock. And I wondered if that was true. So, because if it is true, I'll tell you an easy way to work it out. You just take 12 off it, and that gives you the time. So you take 12 off the hour, obviously. So so 16 take 12 minus 12 is 4. So that means it's 4 o'clock. So 15 minus 12 is 3. That's 3 o'clock. So there you go. You heard it here first. No, well, you probably didn't hear it first, but hopefully it's helping. She left at 15 on that day. 15. Okay. Now what time? 4. You can't do 60 something, Dave, because there aren't that many minutes in an hour. Well, there are 60 minutes in an hour, but you know it goes 0 after 59. Nor 8, nor 7, 6, 5. We'll go 5. 55. So that'll be 4:55. Is this very tedious? Because I don't have the power to edit today, I'm afraid. Because Vic isn't here. And I usually use Vic's MacBook to do the editing, so it's not going to be the best time card in the world, but you know they're having the equipment replaced for maybe a week commencing the 24th of November. Well, the time cards are slightly different. I don't know whether you can tell that. So time cards are, you know, slightly different. The new time cards have been brought in for the new machine. It's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. So anybody that wants to challenge me on that, then speak to Margo, because there'll be short shrift. Short shrift? That's a thing, isn't it? Having short shrift with somebody. I think, anyway. And we're going to say, because she came in at 7:10. She did her work, obviously. She didn't floof it off, but she left a little bit earlier that day because, well, it's Friday. Everybody wants to leave early on a Friday. She was meeting Mavis from accounts on that day, so honestly, this is all just going to become a very big convoluted story. So I'm going to try and put, I'll just do 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 do. Feel free to use your own version of do 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 do. It feels like that April Showers. That's it. I couldn't think of what that was where I was going with that. She didn't, like I say, she didn't go out at lunchtime because she's workaholic. She hasn't done any overtime because she's not mad. And nobody's calculated her hours because I can't do that in my head or basically with a camera facing me. So the start time on this, we might have to leave for another day when I've gone. Well, you might see it completed when I'm don't feel under pressure to do it in front of you guys. So that's that. That has already been stamped with paid, but I thought we could do another overstamping of paid. Let's just see how many hours I've been going for. 24. Not 24 hours, 24 minutes. It's definitely not a private and confidential thing, is it? There we go. Maybe a receipt. Maybe it's a received moment. Is it a received moment? I can't put the year in though because. Oh no, we don't have to. So what date is it? The June the 12th. So we don't want it to have been hanging around for a long time. Oh, this is not turning. June. Go for June. Why are we not turning? Thank you. June the 27th. Or she can't have faxed it because the fax machine hasn't been invented at that point. Received, paid. What else have we got? Oh, these dates. Those. We don't want dates because they're all 20 something. Well, they ends 2016. So, not faxed. Received. We're going to say received. It says received, and then it says received again. So we're going to do stamp it on the back. Yeah, let's stamp it on the back. That was rubbish, wasn't it? Well, it wasn't that rubbish. And then we'll get Margo to sign it. So I used to work somewhere where I know like black ink has always been like kind of the standard. But one of the places I worked, you had to sign everything in blue because then you could tell whether it's been tampered with or not. So we're not going to sign it in black, we're going to sign it in blue. I bought myself a blue fountain pen. I don't know whether I've mentioned that in the last video, but I bought myself a blue fountain pen for just such occasions. There you go. It's just somebody signed it. That's done. It's all been sorted, so that can go with Margo's stuff. That's a traveller's check. She's got one of her time cards. It's sorted, and I'll add that up and work that out. That one that's going to be next week's time card. There's got a bit of bubbling going on this, but never mind. And then I could do, maybe let's just do another one of these, and then we've got two of these together. So I'm wondering, stop. Some things just want to hog the limelight, don't they? I'm wondering if I can get these to marry up, or even just get engaged. They don't have to get married. By shining it, shine like a. Okay. Yeah, I might be able to do that. Let's see if we can do that. No pressure. Where is it? There. Where's my glue book? There. Right. If I put the glue on this and see if we can stick them together that way, and then cut them out afterwards, so I don't spend my life just trimming them down. Okay. That's there. There. So we're going to take this and try and do that again without this might not go well now, might it? Because it's wet now. Not as easy to move them now. Oh no, it's not as easy to move them. That was a mistake, wasn't it, Dave? Oh, I can't do it like that. Oh, I know what I can do. Exciting! I get this out. So this is for when I'm weeding my vinyl, when I've cut it on my Cricut. But this is a perfect opportunity to implement the use of this, because then you can see what I was seeing before the glue dries. Dave, be a good idea. Right, where's the on switch? Oh, it's there. No, there. Oh. No, we want it brighter. There we go. So that's easier. It's still sticky. Yes, it is. Well, it's kind of just starting to go off. Right, don't get glue on the light, Dave. Just on the check. So that's that way up. And that's that way up. Like you see, that would have gone wrong as well, because I was going to put it the other way. So can I see? Right, might have to just turn that off for a minute. There we go, that's better. It was a bit more contrast is what I was thinking. So hopefully you can see that. I don't know how well that's going to show up on camera, but I can see that that's much better than I would have done without it. I'm not saying it's perfect, I'm just saying it's better than I would have done without it. I'm just going to stick those two together, and then what I'll do is I'll just... it's not perfect, but hey, what is? I'm not perfect either, so let's turn this back on and turn this off, and then pop this away. Cool, that's good. So, and now I'm just going to cut these two. This one now that's unified, it's no longer two, it's one. To become one, I need someone. Yeah. Can you tell when I don't know the words? Set your spirit free. It's the only way to be. Yeah, I was never a Spice Girl. I've been described as saucy but never spicy. So that's I've gone completely off-piste now, so trying not to make myself laugh too much. It could all go horribly wrong. I'd end up cutting the whole thing to shreds. There we go. Cool. There we go. That's all right. That's not too bad. It's not brill, but it's not too bad. So, I need a bit more zhuzh on me thingy, doodah. I'll just zhuzh that a little bit more. Around those edges nicely. And I might, I like to kind of grungy things up a little bit, so I might just put that on here and just kind of go over it a bit, give it a bit of sense of age. Again, I feel like it could do with a bit of a stamp or something on it, but I'll come to that in a second. Did I ink the edges of that one? I think I did, but I don't think it was very good. Well, it feels nice now. It's the glue's dry. It's definitely got a feeling of age. Oh, I know what I could do before I do that. I could, instead of stamping it, which one's this going to be? Is this one with... Oh, we'll just do this. We'll put that in there. Yeah, that's got a bit of a authentication feel about it. Same on there, maybe a bit higher up, so it's slightly different, and we're just going to hopefully catch that with a just got a few, catches a couple of those letters on it so it stands out a bit more. Same with that. Yep, there we go. Same on this. There we go. Cool. Just give it a bit of wear and tear out. Stabby McStab face. Well, hopefully not on my face. Move those out of the way. Get that rid of that. So, okay. So we've got a couple more things to go in the Hoogie What's It. We've got this in the Hoogie What's It, you know, that's, be grateful I'm here. So we've got a nice check, and we've got a couple of traveller's checks. We can go in there, and then we've got her time cards that we might clip on. So I've got oh, it's there. I was thinking I've got some rusty bits, haven't I? It's been said I've got some rusty bits. Might get one of them out, and we'll pop. I just want to wipe off the excess rust off this, so it's not too rusty. Rusty dusty. I'll put those two together, and they can just be clipped somewhere. Should we clip them there? Tell you what, we'll clip them to the front. There you go. There's some of her time cards. So obviously that means that we can create her an HR file. You'll see a photo then, and you know, we can build more on this. So yeah, and I'm going to make an insert to go in here, because like this, I'm not keen on this blue piece of paper, and I'll put some other sheets of paper, but I've got an idea for something I'm going to do, so we'll do that in the next video. So, or the video after that, or one of the other videos, because it depends on what I do next. So I am going to be doing something with, at some point when I'm brave enough. So Brian has kindly donated to me lino stuff. So this is lino, not lino Neil, that's Rhino Neil. These things, these finger gougers, I mean, like, no, sorry, these lino things, although, you know, give me a chance and like I'll lose a finger, but yeah, it's given me these for kind of like, you know, making things. So I thought I might give that a go, making some, I don't know, I want to make some kind of graphy thing that I can use as a stamp, but we'll see what happens anyway. So there you go. So we might try that in the next video, or when I'm feeling brave, or when I've got some, like, you know, chainmail gauntlets to be able to do it with. But anyway, there you go. That's what we've done today. So I made her a couple of time cards, a couple of traveller's checks, and a returned or a payment received check. And there we go. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Got some other ideas obviously coming up for Margo and her department, her ever expanding procurement department. She doesn't just procure the stationery, everything she's responsible for. All right, so a bit like me basically. Margo is me in, you know, she's like a 60 years ago version of me, because basically that's what I do, is procure everything or facilitate everything or maintain everything, and basically she's kind of turned into that person. So, and there you go. So I am her legacy. So I'd love to have used stationery like this. I just use a boring computer. So yeah. So hopefully you'll join me next time. And don't forget, I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. And I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you very much for watching today. Take care. Remember, I'm here, and you know, Margo will be here. So for more fun and frolics, don't get started there. So yeah, I will see you all soon, folks. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Lots of love, lots of hugs, and a big kiss, a very theatrical kiss from Margo. So, and we'll see you soon. Take care, folks. See you in the next video. Bye.